Hello and welcome to the Hague Tech podcast. We're here with another Hague Tech walk-in, and I'd like to introduce you to our guest today, who is Mirko, the founder of the 10-Hour Company. And I just wanted to ask first, what is the 10-Hour Company?
Well, the 10-Hour Company, I thought of it, I hear more and more in my environment people saying, oh, I have a silent ambition, I want to start my own company. But they are not acting on it. And on the other hand, I'm doing my MBA at the Nijrode Business University, and people are saying that, but also taking action. Most people who are coming in at Nijrode University are like in a corporate, for example, and at the end of the MBA, they're doing something completely different. They have started their own company or switched jobs. So I thought, why don't people act on that? And that's what I thought. I want to unlock their potential, because they're potential entrepreneurs. They have a silent ambition, and they have maybe not the knowledge or maybe not the right skills, or there's something that's holding them back. And I thought I want to create that and unlock their potential. So I thought of the 10-Hour Company as a tool to activate and motivate mainly employees to take the first step, to explore what is my potential business, am I a potential good entrepreneur, what is my product or service, so take the first steps.
Is that, although in contrast to the interests of the employer, as you're asking the employees to go out and be entrepreneurial?
Yeah, I think it's for both very good, because if you look at, well, the whole society is changing with all the robotics, etc. So it's also good for employers to get their employees like moving and playing with 21st century skills, to get them motivated to do new things. So no, I don't think it's bad for an employer. It's good for both. Like I like the quote from Richard Branson. He said something like, treat your or educate your employees that good that they can leave, but treat them so good that they don't want to leave. So it's not. I don't think that everybody is going to leave, but you have to create that entrepreneurial mindset and unlock the potential of all the employees.
So what would be the first step for an employee exploring whether he has a sort of entrepreneurial potential, yes or no? What is the first step?
Yeah, I think, well, if people are saying like, oh, I have a silent dream, okay, these are the people who are the first triggers.
Actually, it's already interesting that people are sharing a silent dream.
Yeah.
So the dream isn't that silent anymore, but...
No, but they're not acting on that. And then why aren't they acting on that? And for example, if they don't have much time, that's one of the reasons why I thought 10-Hour Company. If you have a lunch break, well, if you just dedicate your lunch break for half an hour a day, thinking about a specific aspect of creating your own company. And if you do that for 4 weeks, half an hour a day, that's 10 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that at the end of the 4 weeks, at the end of the 10 hours, you have like the idea, oh, that might be my business and I'm good at that. So that these are the first steps, I think, to create that entrepreneurial mindset and to take that first steps of action.
Is it that also that you try to stimulate people writing things down, that when you write things, it's more tangible? And more structured, and then as you write things down, just like everybody makes a to-do list, right?
Yeah.
You write things down, and you can do a sort of checks at, okay, I've done this and that, and you have a sort of structure. So could you say that structure is missing in setting the first step of your business case? You need people to help them, or actually you have to help people structure their ways of thinking in order to get an idea done.
Maybe that's it. Structure and maybe a carrot and a stick. Because if you
so what's your carrot and what's your stick? The most interesting is of course the stick or the carrot.
The carrot.
No, the stick.
No, if you like, you have the carrot in front of them, and they're like saying at the end of the 10 hours, you really have an idea of what you can do, and then you have like a sense if it really is something for me to be an entrepreneur or maybe a side hustle, because like in America, I think 28% of the American
side hustle. Can you explain the concept of side hustle, perhaps for the listeners or the viewers? What is a side hustle?
A side hustle is like when you have a day job, for example, like for 36 or 40 hours a week, and you have your own company besides that. For example, in your evening hours, during your weekends, then you have like 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And in America, 28% of the people have a side hustle.
And what's the situation in the Netherlands?
In the Netherlands, it's like 2 to 4%.
That's a big difference.
So yeah, that's very a big difference. So I think if you have that carrot in front of them and you're like saying, okay, let's take it step by step with coaches, with tips, with information, the structured information you were talking about, that can lead them to if entrepreneurship is something for them. Yeah, so structure and a carrot, step by step, a bit of risk-free.
And do you think it's the infrastructure around the employees that doesn't allow them to do those side hustles, or is it the mindset? So in the US, it makes sense to me why so many people have side hustles, partly because there's the mindset of having to do more. There's the mindset of wanting to build your own path and have that big breakthrough, as well as the lack of job security and the lack of job motivation, which really ties into this.
And perhaps social security.
And social security. But when you have such a low percentage of people here working on additional things, do you believe because of the employees or because of the structure around them?
Well, for example, if you walk in here at the Hague Tech, it's like you feel that buzz. If you hear all these ideas of business and new products, new services, I get energy from that. And also, if other people walk in the Hague Tech, you hear the same. So it's like an entrepreneur and an idea creates another entrepreneur and an idea. So it might be like the setting, but on the other hand, like you should always have a backup plan as an entrepreneur.
How does it work? Do I subscribe somewhere? Or how do I get to know the 10-hour company, and what should I do?
Well, the website is www.10hourcompany.nl with a 10.
As in not in letters, but
in numbers, exactly. And then we have like the information there. You can subscribe for the 10-hour company, the 4-week. How do you say the
course?
The 4-week course indeed for half an hour a day.
Are there any costs involved?
We're doing the first shot at this moment, and we just charge 40 euros. We're with a lot of coaches.
Which is a cheap bargain, 4 euros per hour.
Per hour, yeah, it's like you have
10
5
hours,
days a week,
euros.
4 weeks, so it's like 10 euros per week, 5 days, 2 euros per day.
Interesting. And is there any course starting soon, or?
Yeah, we're starting one next week. That's the first course, and we're planning more to come.
And how many places are there for?
Well, the first course we're doing very exclusively. We're doing it for 20 persons, and that's why we're doing it 40 euros. So that's the first shot we're going to take.
And do I need to come into the 10-hour company already with an idea, or what should I think of coming into the 10-hour company with, and what should I imagine myself leaving the 10-hour company with?
Well, we're going to develop the potential products or services within the 10-hour company. So you can just subscribe and without any clue yet of what you want to do, because we developed that together within the course. And when you leave the course, you have not an up and running company. No, you cannot do that in 10 hours, but you have a potential business and you have the knowledge and the skills. Like, is this something for me? Is entrepreneurship something
you have an answer.
for me?
The answer to the question, is this something for me or not?
Yeah. And the business plan, the basics of the business plan that suit you, a personal business plan.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope to follow along with the 10-hour company and hopefully see some really insightful people and ideas coming out of it, and to see growth in kind of this pre-ideation, incubation, acceleration. Sorry for the buzzwords, but
Yeah.
for really something trying to take the entrepreneurial drive that might lay deep within people and bringing that out to the front.
Yeah, I really hope so, because it's also a pipeline to all these startups, incubators, and spaces like the Hague Tech. So that front part, I think we have to develop that.
Well, we're happy to have anybody who starts a company from the 10-hour program
In the Hague
in the
Tech.
Hague Tech.
Yeah.
Just sitting around and talking with us like
Yeah,
that.
and what can they expect here, except the buzz I already explained?
Well, a network, an academy, partners, events. Check the website, of course, which is already known, www.thehagtech.nl.
Yeah, and just really the whole idea is to come by the Hague Tech and see what's going on and see what you can take and add and really make use of the entrepreneurial spirit that's in the people around here. I'd like to thank you for joining us today on our Hague Tech podcast walk-ins with Mirko from 10-Hour Company. You can find that at 10hourcompany.nl. And we'd also like you to subscribe to our channels on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes, where you can find all of our content and following episodes, as we, of course, Thomas and I would appreciate if you came back and listened to us when we have continued walk-ins and guests. And we'd like to thank the Hague Tech and the new media studio for facilitating and providing all of the needs that we have at our podcast. And we look forward to doing our next episode. Thank you very much.